Right on. Welcome, everybody, to this week's KubeVirt community meeting. It is the 15th of April. I hope wherever and whenever you are, you're having a decent day of it. We got blue skies here and it's starting to warm up, so it's not too bad. I don't have a headache, even better. Let me pop the agenda into chat. Okay, and just for the record, if you could please add your name to the attendees here, that would be really helpful. Do we have anyone who is new to the meeting this week and would like to take a minute just to introduce themselves? Alrighty, take that as a no. There's always next week. Oh, we've got a schedule. So I've already got a note in later on. That's really just for when we send the minutes out. Vet freeze is the big milestone coming up. We've got 2 weeks a day before we hit vet freeze. Kind of a big deal. Idamar's going to speak. Hopefully, Idamar's here. Yes, Idamar's going to speak a little bit more about that and some of the stickier points. I'll also bring your attention to the code freeze date, which is the 24th of June, with an expected GA date of the 22nd of July, with CDI coming in approximately 1 week later. If you've got any questions about any of this, just throw your hand up or shout out. Otherwise, I'll just keep rocketing through. Our upcoming CFDs, we have a few. All right, so KubeCon China now has a CFP date and link. It's the 3rd of May, which is what, 3 weeks time. So it'll be in September. Following that in October, we've got Open Source Summit. It does not have a CFP date yet. I keep checking. Following that, we've got KubeCon Cloud Native Con North America, which will be in Salt Lake City in November. Its CFP is open. And KVM Forum, you might have seen the email this morning on the mailing list. Very similar dates in Vancouver, Canada. They don't have a CFP yet, but they've sent out a save the date. And we will have people at DevConf. We've had our booth, what's the word? Accepted. So there'll definitely be KubeVirt people there. I don't know who else will be there, but we'll definitely have some KubeVirt people there, along with our friends NM State and OVN Kubernetes. If you are aware of any conferences, CFP dates, people attending, presenting KubeVirt stuff at conferences that doesn't appear here, or you're aware of a CFP that's open that might be of interest to KubeVirt people, anything from DevOps, container virtualization, it covers quite a wide gamut. Please let me know. I'll put it here and we can promote it in this session. And a quick look at the calendar. So we've got all of our regular meetings, I believe. So this week is Control Plane Fortnightly. Which reminds me, the AIE working group first meeting, there is a recording I need to send out. Next week is Storage and Network Fortnightly meeting. We've also got confidential computing. And one thing I want to just quickly highlight is there's a once-off VET 248 discussion, which is all about live migration. I think there's a few parts, but it all revolves around live migration. So just FYI. And then there's all the other SIG meetings and stuff there. I've also just yesterday, I finally got a minute to add the 1.9 milestones. So you should start seeing those turn up when you're department. And all of them should be there. Right. So on to the agenda. Daniel.
Hey, hope you can hear me.
I
Finally
sure
found
can.
my unmute button. Thanks. Cool. So yeah, I was just wanting to bring up, we just stumbled over a PR that is pretty old. I've linked that PR into the document. It's been issued by Victor Tozo, and it somehow seems to be that there is something this is the case of being a PR being stalled somehow at some point. Not sure why. I probably think that the author might have moved on to somewhere else. So I was just wanting to bring that to the attention of the community and probably ask for people who might want to take over that. I'm not sure if any interest is there, but yeah, just so that you know that there's a PR that is lying around, and it seems that people find that PR somehow useful. So yeah, I think we could probably bring that to the over the finish line somehow with other people contributing here.
Yeah, you see my name on it. I asked Victor if he wanted to follow up. Apparently he didn't, so yeah, I will try to take it over.
Thank you, Felix.
Thanks, Felix. That's not for me, but Itamar has more interesting things to say about it than I do. So I'll just go straight to Itamar.
Hey, hello. So I just wanted to raise attention to two important mails. First of all, we are now using an assigned reviewer for each web. You can have a look at the board that we have. There's a column for web reviewers over there. So it's a requirement now to have a dedicated reviewer in order to be tracked for the cycle. So web owners basically have the responsibility to find someone who's willing to shepherd the web forward. No, it doesn't mean that the reviewer has to be the only reviewer. He doesn't have to be an approver or anything like that, but you just have to dedicate the necessary amount of time in order to actually shepherd the web forward and ensure that everything is being reviewed and being progressed and things like that. So yeah, that's important because that's a requirement for the upcoming cycle. So yeah, be aware of that. And another thing is that we are now, in order to graduate a web forward in this web, there's a need to create a PR. It just needs to be a very, very thin PR that basically sets the target version to 1.9. The web template is updated for all existing webs, so you should see it already existing there. And basically, it should serve as a platform for us to discuss and negotiate what's missing and what's needed, what the requirement should be to graduate and things like that. This is important because in previous cycles, people weren't sure what they need to do in order to advance the web. And like, for example, somebody thought that the requirements for beta are already set from previous cycles and nothing needs to change, basically. And so, you know, the beta graduation wasn't discussed anywhere. And then like a week before the code freeze, they just, you know, create a PR to make the code change to make it better. This is problematic because we then like it's being basically silently graduated without a proper discussion. So yeah, be aware of these two. And well, I see that you have your hand raised.
Yes, thank you very much, Itamar. Just a little question: where do you sign up, or where is it written that one is reviewing a certain web?
So it exists on our board. Let me share the link in the chat here. Here it is. You can see a web reviewer column there. Maybe in the future we will add it to the web metadata. We didn't want to do so right now because it means that we have to change all of the existing webs and merge a few PRs and stuff like that. But maybe we will consider doing it in future cycles.
Yeah,
Andrew, you can scroll right a bit, and then it will be visible. If there are any other questions about these, let me know. And of course, one of the best ways to find a reviewer is to offer yourself as a reviewer for others, and then we can help each other as a community to move forward.
I was looking at the wrong column thinking that, oh, we have really good coverage on these, but that's the assignees. We have, what, 2/3 coverage or even less?
Yeah, so to be honest, like some of these needs to be groomed. I think that maybe not all of these are relevant, but yeah. I mean, this is exactly the time to, as a web owner, to try to find a reviewer again.
Absolutely. Thank you, Irma.
Thank you.
Irma stole the emojis, so I just had to write whoop whoop. But KubeVirt host path provisioner, latest version has been released. The link there goes to the mailing list announcement all about that. Actually, if Alexander Wells, he's not here. I was going to put him on the spot. So we've got a bunch of stuff on the mailing list to get to over time. There are 2 docs bugs I want to bring some people's attention to. If there's anyone here from storage, we have just a little thing to have a look at. Oh, so what's the problem? Felix got to it first. So if anyone wanted to take that, too bad.
Yeah, I also happened to stumble over this just today. So yeah, I did not simply add GTM. I was aware of this issue.
Okay. And this one looks like Jed is going to take a look at that. Thank you, Jed. Perfect. So we want to take a look at them. For the mailing list, a bunch of these are just an FYI. This one, I can't remember who posted this. How was Or? Is Or here? Or someone able to quickly give us a 20-second overview of this? Basic KubeVirt CI's got SRIV end-to-end tests. No? Yes?
Please repeat. I missed it.
Hey, do you want to give this a quick 15-second? Here's what it's about.
Yeah, sure. Orcheval is
Or something.
proposing. Sure. Orcheval is proposing to have an emulated SRI VPF inside the KubeVirt CR providers, which will allow any computer to run the SRIOV tests. And what the consequences of it is that the SRIOV lane could be merged with the regular SIG network lane and could be run on any of the servers that we currently have, and it will probably reduce the bottleneck that we currently have on SRIOV. Also, people could run these tests on their laptop.
Nir, you put your hand up.
Yeah, we have another consumer that is interested in this, and that is the VPRA team, VDPA, the people who are working on the VDPA deployment. They're also interested in using it for their testing platform.
And Vladek?
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand if there's a concern or, I mean, what are we talking about? It seems like a very good idea. What's what's holding us up?
I think this is just a request for comments and concerns before it moves ahead. So, hey, this is happening. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
The main, I think, the objections or the concerns, let's just say that, were around not testing with real SRIV hardware. Those were the concerns, but from my perspective, at least, it's good enough for testing.
Yeah, I mean, the moment we can reduce dependency on actual hardware, we don't really utilize the hardware. The only thing we do is to emulate the mechanism of the assignment. But other than that, we don't test if the actual hardware is really working, right?
Correct.
Okay, I've got a Daniel.
I mean, we could just split the test lanes from like the virtualized SRIV tests and like reduce the real SRIV test to just the smoke lane, so that we are just ensuring that the basic functionality is working somehow. So, but yeah, I have no idea what SRIV basically or how it works in detail, so I might be wrong here. But I think that might be like a good thing to increase overall bandwidth somehow.
Does anyone want to comment or we'll go to LA?
I
Okay,
think I
I'll
can
let-
go. Yeah. So as it is already mentioned in this email, this is a good concept that can be extended for simulated GPU devices as well. So if possible, and if there are no clear objections to this work, I think this should be prioritized so that we can use a similar emulation mechanism for GPU devices as well, which are much more expensive, and that effort will become much more valuable.
I don't know if people have put some of these thoughts and support and questions on the relevant PRs. But it sounds like now would be a good time for that. We'll move on. Speaking of VDPA, this is a request to bring VDPA network plugin into the GitHub organization. Well enough, we talked about plugins last week. Yeah, I see a few people on this email that are present here. Does anyone want to give this a quick verbal? I don't believe Benyat is here. Near Urel or Ed? Ed, you like speaking?
What did I do?
Just want to give a quick 10 seconds to this, just so we've got some audio to go with the visual.
Oh yeah, I think that Daniel put a hold on this PR and requesting for feedback. But what exactly did you want as feedback, Daniel?
So basically, I was just thinking that we just at least wait 1 or 2 other days to merge, because I think like this email has gotten out on Monday around noon, And I think like let's give it 2 days for complaints, probably for whatever complaints I hear. So again, no issues from our side, but yeah, I mean, if we agree that this is valuable, then let's just remove the hold somehow right now.
Yeah. Sorry. Actually, this came up before I went to PTO. So it was, I think, about 12 days ago. There was a meeting like this one, and we discussed that. And I think the direction was to put up this email thread and start the discussion. I think this is the right way to go, bringing this device plugin into our org. So from my side, there's no objection.
It's not a device plugin. It's a network binding plugin. They actually also there's actually also a device plugin that also needs to be added, but not for VDPA, but for DPDK. But that's not going to be in our org. That's going to be a network, Kubernetes network plumbing group.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I misspoke.
Okay. But we are expecting to have another one of these for OVS DPDK. So I expect another similar request.
Yeah, so then just ping me on that. I would be happy to take a look at this and then just also just approve it. And I'll also, I think, like if everyone is fine with this, then let's just remove the hold from this one so that the author can continue to move from their repository to the KubeVirt org, I think.
Yeah, can you just give me till the end of the week to take a quick look? Just because like there are a few, we already have a couple of plugins, but not a lot. And this is if there's another one coming, and we're trying to bring in another one from benchmark from Portworx, and we just want to make sure that there's like a general consistency amongst these, so that they're easy to identify as plugins. Within, I mean, this says plugin in the repo name, so it's almost certainly a +1 from me. I just want to make sure that yeah, but better now than later on we make any changes is all.
But are we going to have a lot of plugin repos in our group, in the KubeVirt group?
From last week, I think we came across 2 or 3. I think I wrote them down in the meeting minutes. There's another one, and then this one, and then you're saying another one. So that'll be 6. And so I'm not entirely sure. There was a suggestion of keeping it actually in a separate organization. But we do benefit from various things by having it under the KubeVirt umbrella. We just need to make sure that we clearly differentiate, as this does, that it's a plugin repo. That's the important part. And then and that it satisfies DCO, which I'm sure this does. Those are the key concerns from our point of view. And we've got maintainers. I think in this email, Benyat says he's happy to keep as a maintainer. Yeah. Happy to move on. We've got 3 minutes. So this is a quick FYI. Is Lee, do you want to give us for a second?
Yeah, sure. You're breaking up a little bit for me, Andrew. But yeah, this is just another request for feedback from the community about a suggestion to look at introducing a formal EOL policy for our release branches upstream. I've taken it downstream in Red Hat, and I've got some feedback there. For the Red Hatters on the call, more feedback there would be appreciated. But yeah, if there's other vendors that want to provide feedback to this upstream change and the impact it could potentially have on them, because it will come with an initial impact potentially for folks who are consuming older branches potentially. Yeah, I'd more than welcome to have feedback, and for the Red Hatters as well. Yeah, feedback upstream and downstream would be appreciated as well.
That's fun. I said on the PR, this makes a lot of sense to me, and I'm happy to be involved as your shepherd for this. So this one as well, I think this is more of a, you got to read it. I just wanted to bring to your attention. It's a nice little kind of like, I guess, reminder, or if you're new to the project, when to use the test, retest, required commands and Git. And I just want to say thanks, Daniel, for setting that out. I think it's really helpful. Unless there's something really quick you wanted to add.
Me? No, I think I've elaborated enough in the email. It should be fine. It was just as a quick background. I think it was discovered due to the GitHub outage that was happening, I think 2 weeks ago or something. So some PRs were in some limbo state where retest required didn't work, and I just wanted to explain to everyone so that we're all on the same page. That's basically the background of this.
Nice one. Thanks, Daniel. And Dylan, in the last 30 seconds we've got left, this seemed to be like, if you walk down this road and you see some skulls, this is the potential related reason.
Yeah, so it's just, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, so so basically there's just a mismatch happening on the job history page. It's a caching issue, and it's now in the upstream pro repo, so we just have to wait until they fix it there. But yeah, it's just letting people know that this is happening and it's known, and hopefully it's fixed soon.
Cool. Thank you very much. That's it for the agenda, which is perfect because we're out of time. So I'm not even going to leave anything. It's pretty much up at the end. We're done to sit. Thank you, everybody, for everything you're doing out there. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and we'll see you all next week.
See you next week.
See you. Bye.
See you.
Bye. Thank you.